Hey, if you're in sales, you might be in this situation all the time. You go into a sales meeting, everything's going great, and then at the end, the customer doesn't necessarily want to buy right away, and then a week might go by and a month might go by, and they just never end up buying anything at all. And one of the challenges behind this is that it's because prospects or customers that you want to work with don't have any reason to buy right now. And to solve this problem, what we're gonna do is we're gonna dive into one of the most influential strategies that you can use in sales to get people to buy more quickly, and that is scarcity. Now, if you want to learn on how you can apply scarcity and implement it into your sales so that you can get your prospects to close faster, make sure you give this video a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications bell. So now that we got that out the way, let's go ahead and get started with this video. Now, to start things off with learning about scarcity, I got a little story for you, right? So there's this company called Supreme, okay? So it's just Supreme is a streetwear brand. What they do is they make clothes like pants, jackets, and a lot of different accessories. But here's the special thing about Supreme. Every week, they come out with new products, right? Limited edition products for their customers. And the customers who want these products, every week they will line up in front of the stores and they will wait hours or even days in some cases to buy these products. And they also sell these products online and they just sell out immediately right away. And you might be thinking, well, okay, they come out with limited edition stuff, of course it sells out, but you gotta understand Supreme, some people actually value it over $1 billion US, which is absolutely crazy for a brand like this. So what's going on here? Why is it that people are lining up hours or days to buy these products? And really, if you really break it down to why this is happening, it's all about scarcity, okay? The demand for these products are high because they artificially create a sense of scarcity. Now, a brand at this magnitude, can they create more products to fulfill their demand and make more short-term revenue? Yes, they probably could. However, they keep the quantities low so they can keep that hype and the demand high, and people feel like if they don't buy it right now, this week, they're never gonna get a chance to buy it again. And if they want a specific product, they're gonna have to buy it in the resale market at a premium. And people don't wanna do that, so they line up to buy the products they want now because they feel, again, there's a scarcity. They're not gonna get another chance. And this is all fabricated, right? And this is all created by business people, right? They created this sensation of scarcity. Now, you might not be interested in clothes or streetwear or sneakers, and maybe you don't even follow this world at all. But we can apply a lesson that's happening in the world and apply it to the way we are selling, okay? And that is using the power of scarcity to get people to take an action. So let me start out with the problem that many salespeople experience. So the reason when a salesperson goes in the meeting and they find that the prospect doesn't follow their schedule and buy when they say they will buy is mainly because the prospect doesn't have a reason to buy now, right? For the prospect, what's the difference between if they buy your product or service today, a month from now, 6 months from now? If they don't see a reason to buy right away, then they will just keep delaying it because they don't want to spend their money, right? And they're not sure on whether or not they should buy your product or service, so they're just gonna keep delaying the deal until they feel ready, and that's not good because now the prospect is on their own timeline when you want them on your timeline. In the B2B scenario, I'm gonna give you an example of how you can apply scarcity to get someone to follow your timeline so you could prevent the situation from them delaying the deal. Now, before we get started with this, I just wanna make it clear that you shouldn't flat out lie to customers. You shouldn't create like fake scenarios. Everything should be legit, everything should be real, but you can create more of a sense of urgency with your customers in an ethical way, okay? So let's give you an example. Let's say I am selling consulting services, okay? And I'm gonna charge, let's say $20,000, okay? For a one-time fee, consulting services, $20,000. In this scenario, let's say I feel it's fair, I'm okay with taking $20,000 and I feel that the market values my services at $20,000, so it should be a win-win on both sides, okay? So I'm talking to a customer, everything's going well, they got a problem, I got a solution, we're ready to move into the negotiations on actually pricing, okay? Now, if I want $20,000, right, for my company as revenue, what I can actually do is I can increase the price when I go into these negotiations or when I'm talking to the customer, right? So if I personally want $20,000 as revenue, I'm gonna go to the customer and I'm gonna say, hey, look, the normal price that we typically charge our customers it's $23,000. And this could actually be the truth, right? I'll charge $23,000, but I know I'm okay with $20,000, all right? So I'll go to the customer, normal price, $23,000. Now here's the technique that you can use to incentivize prospects to buy faster, right? So if I just said $23,000, they're gonna be like, okay, cool, right? And then it kind of just ends there. But if you say, okay, look, I typically charge $23,000, but for people that actually can make decisions and they know what they want, and I feel like it's gonna be a great relationship to work together, I can actually knock the price down to $20,000 if you can get the deal done by the end of the month. So what am I doing here? I'm creating a discount, and I'm saying this discount is only good until the end of the month. So if you want this discount and you want to save $3,000 on something you probably will buy anyway sometime down the line, you might as well just close by the end of the month so you don't waste time, I don't waste time, and because none of us waste time, less resources go into the deal, and that's why you get this special discount, right? So that's what's going on in the customer's mind. And typically when the customer hears this, they're gonna say, okay, that makes sense, save a little money, close the deal faster. They get it. But they're gonna say things like, can you save the discount for 2 months from now instead of 1 month, right? They're gonna try to extend it as much as possible because they want time and they wanna save money. But you are basically trading time for less money, right? And what you wanna do is you wanna just say no, but you wanna say it in a nice way when the customer asks for this, right? You can say, I understand where you're coming from. I understand you want the discount, but you need a little bit more time to close the deal, right? However, we actually can't do that. The special pricing for people that can actually make decisions by the end of the month is gonna be $20,000, and you just reiterate why that price makes sense, and you just have to justify it, okay? Once you let them know that the deal is only good for the end of the month and you stand really strong on your perspective on that, naturally the customer is gonna be like, okay, fine, I'll try to get the deal done by the end of the month. They might get it done by the end of the month and they may not, right? If they don't, then you have to decide if you still wanna give them the discount or not, or if you wanna extend it or give them less of a discount. But that's essentially how you create that sense of urgency, right? Because before you offered a discount, they had no reason to buy this month, next month, or 6 months from now. But now, because you created a $3,000 discount, or in this example for at least, the customer is a lot more incentivized to buy because there's this sense of scarcity and they can save more money. If they don't take an action now, they are basically losing out on saving money. And again, that's the idea of scarcity. If you don't act now, it's gonna run out. Now, the cool thing about this is that you're not necessarily trying to trick someone into buying something they don't need, right? This is something that they actually need, and you want them to get a discount, and you want to be paid fairly, and you want them to pay a fair price, right? It's a win-win situation. And not only that, but instead of viewing sales as, the buyer versus the seller, and there's like this battle of negotiations of who can get the best price for what you're doing instead is you're putting both sides on the same team, right? You're creating this timeline and you're saying, hey, I want you to get the best discount possible. I want to provide the best services, and I want to make sure none of us waste time. So let's be on the same team and let's get this organized, and let's try to get this deal done by the end of the month so that you save money and we can implement our services for you and everybody wins, right? So instead of battling your customers and trying to nickel and dime them, instead get them on your side and work together on making that timeline work. The more organized you are and the more clear you are and the more you lead as a salesperson, it becomes a lot more easier for the prospect to follow, and that's exactly where you want to be. So go ahead and give this technique a try when it comes to scarcity and getting customers to close on your timeline. And once you do get results, let me know in the comments what these results are, because I'm always curious to see how people are using these techniques in the field on their own. So with that said, if you made it to this end of the video, make sure you give it a like, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, because we're coming out with new videos every single week. And if you want, go ahead and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I drop these new videos. And one last thing, for those of you who want to take your sales skills to the next level, I actually created a free in-depth sales training series. To get access to this training, all you gotta do is click the link in the description and it will take you there. So again, if you want more in-depth sales training in a structured way that's step-by-step, and you want this absolutely for free, go ahead and click the link in the description and it'll take you to that free sales training. So with that said, that's everything we have to cover for this video, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one.